Arachnophobia. Arachnophobia is a special case of zoophobia, fear of arachnids, and is one of the most common phobias. People who suffer from arachnophobia are called arachnophobes. For some arachnophobes, it is not even the spider itself that causes much greater fear, but the image of the spider. According to surveys, 50% of American women and 10% of Americans are afraid of spiders. Spiders are more feared than guns, cars, or airplanes. Researchers from the University of Sydney found that arachnophobes, contrary to popular belief, have virtually no awareness of the irrational mechanism of their own fears. Previously, in psychiatry, it was believed that, outside of a phobic situation, patients with phobias are able to adequately assess the potential danger of encountering the stimuli of their phobias. As a therapy against arachnophobia, behavioral therapy has proven itself well, as with all other phobias. In the first place are forms of confrontational therapy. The treatment consists of the patient directly confronting the cause of his fear, the spider. He communicates directly with the spider, right down to touch. Many people who have suffered from a phobia in the past, after successful treatment, keep spiders, usually tarantulas, as pets, overcompensation for fear. Aquaphobia? Aquaphobia, or fear of water, is a psychological condition that involves an excessive, irrational, and unjustified fear of water. Very often, hydrophobia is observed in those who cannot swim when they see or stay in a river, sea, or ocean. Aquaphobia was not included in the first edition of the Psychiatric Dictionary in 1940, but was added in the 8th edition in 2004. It is generally accepted that aquaphobia is primarily suffered by those who have ever drowned or experienced some unpleasant situation, one way or another, related to water in early childhood. At the same time, it is not necessary to drown in an open body of water to get aquaphobia. Most often, it is enough just to stumble in your own bathroom and lose your footing for a few seconds, even under the supervision of your mother. Often the fear of water arises after a person had to face a drowning person or see with his own eyes how someone is drowning. The reasons can be very different. It is important to understand in what conditions and in what form the water element does not cause inconvenience and does not cause horror. Only pleasant emotions, a comfortable state, and safe, gradual contact should accompany overcoming the fear of water. You can't blame yourself. If a wave of fear rolls in again, you should take a step back and try to go all the way over again. In this process of overcoming hydrophobia, everything must be done consistently and gradually. You need to start with small containers of water and then dive into a small pool. Social phobia. Social phobia is a common psychological disorder characterized by a persistent fear of social interaction. A person cannot cope with fear, even realizing that it is irrational. This condition can occur against the background of strong experiences. A type of anxiety disorder characterized by excessive fear or anxiety that occurs in one or more social situations, such as conversation or supervised activities. Such fears can be caused by imaginary or actual observation from the outside. A person with social phobia may realize that his fears of social interaction are excessive or unreasonable, but this does not make overcoming them any easier. In most cases, social phobia begins to appear at an early age. 50% of those suffering from this disease developed symptoms before they were 11 years old, and 80% before they reached 20 years of age. Because the disease begins to appear so early, comorbid disorders such as depression or substance abuse may also occur. An effective method of treatment is cognitive behavioral psychotherapy, especially a combination of cognitive behavioral group therapy with exposure. Gradual adaptation is made to those social situations that cause anxiety in the patient and in which he should take certain actions. Clown phobia. Clown costumes tend to exaggerate facial features and certain body parts, such as hands, feet, and noses. Such body deformation can be perceived not only as comical, but also as terrible. Significant deviations in the clown's face can change a person's appearance so that they enter an uncanny valley, in which changes in appearance are unrealistic enough to be disturbing, but not unrealistic enough to be pleasant, thereby frightening the child so much that they carry this phobia throughout their adult lives. In the late summer and early fall of 2016, menacing-looking clowns began to be observed in several U.S. cities, often on the edge of forests. These killer clowns were first noticed on August 19th in Greenville, South Carolina, by a little boy who told his mother that two clowns tried to lure him into the forest. After it appeared on the news, clown sightings spread across the country. In early October 2016, an evil clown was seen in Newcastle upon Tyne, England. A 13-year-old boy received a police warning after he chased a 17-year-old girl on the street. On October 4, 2016, he was arrested in Blakelow, UK, in connection with reports of people dressed as clowns and intimidating passers-by. Entomophobia? Insectophobia, or entomophobia, is one of the distinctive phobias associated with the fear of the internet. Belongs to the class of zoophobia. Insectophobia can occur in progressive people of all ages, starting from childhood. The most common types of insectophobia are apiphobia, fear of bees, and myrmecophobia, fear of ants. There is a theory that the origins of these fears lie in ancient times, when people came into contact with dangerous representatives of the animal world constantly, living in forests and caves, and the bite of some insects could be fatal to humans. Symptomatic manifestations of insectophobia can be expressed in the following form: somatic manifestations of fear, dilated pupils, profuse sweating, pale or flushed facial skin, muscle hypertonicity, psychomotor agitation, the patient's persistent desire to avoid encounters with insects, panic attacks upon contact with insects. Trypanophobia. Trypanophobia. At least 10% of the adult population of the Earth is afraid of injections. Trypanophobes may feel overwhelming anxiety and even panic not only from the sight of a syringe, but also from the very thought that the injection will be painful, the needle may break, or air bubbles will get under the skin. However, judging only by routine vaccination and testing schedules, the average healthy person will receive at least 165 shots over the course of their lifetime. And when you get to the hospital, you can safely add a few dozen more to this figure. If you have a strong fear of needles or an aversion to needles, you may have trypanophobia. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And also, don't forget to click the bell so you don't miss new interesting videos. And answer in the comments if you have any phobia and how you overcame it.